Welcome back to Healthy Parenting series. And today let's talk about the good child and the bad behavior. We as parents have the responsibility to parent our kids and teach them how to function in the society. What is appropriate and what is not, what behavior is acceptable and what is not. Yes, that's what we do. We teach what is right and what is wrong. But let me ask you one question. The kids learn pretty quickly, very early on, what is right and what is wrong. They grasp the idea very quickly. So then later on, after like the age of 4 or 5, does it really make sense to repeat, lecture, and have a talk therapy with them? I'm not saying don't talk to them at all. That's not what I'm saying. But don't talk to them so much about the bad behavior and the good behavior because they already know. What we need to do as parents is to set consequences. I don't like the word punishment because for many people, punishment is like you do something and now I will do something completely wrong to you as a punishment to literally punish you. But do you learn your lesson? Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe it's too cruel. I like the word consequences, and you can draw good consequences and bad consequences for breaking a rule. If you set a rule with your child, let's say no hitting at home, and you know that you told this rule to the child understands it, and then what happens? Well, the child will break the rule eventually, even a couple times. It depends on the age, like when they learn a lot more of the self-control. But the breaking of the rule will happen. And what do you do as a parent? What is your responsibility? You maybe you shouldn't get really angry. No yelling, no hitting, no timeout. What you do is that you will set the consequence for the behavior. In a positive way, okay, you hit, now you need to skip for 5 minutes. I mean, age appropriate. Now picturing my daughter who is 6 years old, and that's a consequence that she likes because, oh yeah, I hit my older son. Okay, I will skip now for 5 minutes. So she grasped the idea quite well. But what if she continues? And so I'm not gonna let her skip more and more and more. I will move one step further into the negative consequence, and that is, in her case, no candy for 1 day or 2, or I take away a toy. I take away a privilege from her. So it's that in that case, that's the negative consequence. The positive was that she does something, maybe a chore, maybe an exercise, maybe she will mop the floor in one room, and I let her do that just with water. It doesn't matter. It will dry out, I will open the window, and it's okay. She did something, she feels good about it. She understands that that comes, like all the behaviors have some consequences. So you see the difference between the point of drawing a consequence and just punishing the child. They need to learn a lesson that every behavior comes with a consequence in life, and it does. Every behavior has some consequence, or every behavior comes with a price that you have to pay. Like if you're mean, probably people will not be feeling okay around you, and perhaps they will not want to be friends with you because they don't feel safe with you around you, and so on. So in parenting, it is crucial to have the consequences for breaking the rules. And that's how we learn. Even as us as parents or as adults, we should also have consequences, and we do. When you look at the society, there are rules, there is law, traffic law rules. If we break the rule, there will be a consequence, and we know what it is. So it's set before we actually start driving. Set the rules with your kids. You don't have to have 1,000 rules, but you go one by one and you correct the behavior, not the child. the child is not broken. It just picked up bad behavior that the child needs to learn the consequence. By creating the consequences and the rules for behavior, you are also creating a structure and safety for the child. So age appropriate, let's do this for our children so that they can learn how to function better also in society. They will eventually learn also self-control, and they will practice a lot of self-management. And in this case, there is much more, because they will learn also how to empathize with other people. They will understand the connections between certain behaviors and people and relationships and so on and so on. They need that safety from you. They need the guidelines. And they need to also learn the boundaries. They will eventually learn also boundaries about themselves. Yeah, so this is what I would probably call the loving guidance and loving discipline. Do you need to feel bad about this as a parent? I don't believe so. Because you are providing your kids with love, guidance, safety, and acceptance. You are accepting the child no matter what, like how the child is. But you are correcting the behavior, because not all behavior is good, not all behavior is beneficial, and not all behavior is appropriate.